Okay, we're just getting in some breaking news. The Siddaganga Seer, who had been ailing for quite some time and was in a critical condition after he was suffering from an ailment, from a lung infection, has unfortunately passed away after a prolonged illness. In fact, he had gone through a lung bypass and he was under observation for quite some time when he developed a lung infection. But we are getting in news right now that he has passed away. There is unprecedented security in and around the Mutt because a hospital, in fact, was literally set up inside the Mutt to see the seer. Okay, the Chief Minister, in fact, Kumaraswamy presently is speaking. Let's cut across and listen in.
Kumaraswamy ji ಅವರು ಇವತ್ತು ಅಧಿಕೃತವಾಗಿ ವೈದ್ಯರ ಒಂದು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಒಂದು ನಾಡಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಬಹುಶಃ ಭರಿಸಲಾರದಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಷ್ಟವನ್ನು ಭರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರು ಸುದೀರ್ಘವಾದಂಥ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಮುಂದೆ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಕೊಡುಗೆ, ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಕೊಡುಗೆ, ಈ ನಾಡಿನ ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಬಡ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ, ಅನ್ನದಾಸೋಹದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಕೊಡುಗೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಮಠದಿಂದ ಈ ದೇಶದ ಭವಿಷ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಮಂದಿಯನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ನಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯರು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಅಗಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ನೋವಿನಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ರಕಟ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
ನಡೆದಾಡುವ ಗುರುಗಳು ಸಿದ್ಧಗಂಗಾ ಶ್ರೀಗಳು ಲಿಂಗೈಕ್ಯರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಕೋಟ್ಯಾಂತರ ಭಕ್ತರಿಗೆ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ದಾರಿ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಮುಂದೆಯೂ ದಾರಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಭಾವನೆ.
He has shown people how to lead life, and I hope his guidance will be there in future also.
ಆದಂತ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಅನುಭವ ಬಸವಣ್ಣನನ್ನ ಕಾಣಲಾರೆವು ಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಭಾವನೆ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಡಿದೆ. ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದಂತೆ ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಾಭಿಮಾನದಿಂದ ಬದುಕುವಂತ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಸಾರ್ಥಕ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಗಂಗಾ ಶ್ರೀಗಳು ಲಿಂಗೈಕ್ಯರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಶ್ರಮ ಹಾಕಿತು, ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ವೈದ್ಯರು ಕಳೆದ ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೂ ಸಹ 111 ವರ್ಷ ಪೂರ್ಣ ತುಂಬಿ 112ನೇ ವರ್ಷ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವೈಕ್ಯರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದಂತೆ ನಾಳೆ 3 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗೂ ಶಾಂತ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಅವರ ದರ್ಶನವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇನೋ ವಿನಂತಿಯನ್ನ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರು
having an issue there with the audio, but we will get back. This is a very tragic bit news coming in. The Lingayat religious here of the Sri Siddaganga Mutt, Sri Kumaraswamy ji, who had been battling ill health for quite some time owing to a lung infection, has passed away. He was unwell. There was treatment that had been going on for quite some time. He was 111 years old. Nagarjun, in fact, joins us, our correspondent Nagarjun Dwarkanath. Nagarjun, so unfortunate bit of news coming in, the Lingayat religious head passing away. Just take us through all the information that you're getting in. Before I come to you, Nagarjun, I've just been told right now that B.S. Yediyurappa is presently speaking.
It's not possible
Let's
for
listen
one to describe the Swamiji's service in words. As called by the people, he was literally a living God with a great heart of serving. Thank you, friends.
ಸಂದೇಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧಿಕೃತವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಕಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾಳೆಯ ದಿನ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ರಜವನ್ನು ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಶೋಕಾಚರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಆದೇಶ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಸಕಲ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಗೌರವಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಗೌರವ ಸಕಲ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಗೌರವಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸತಕ್ಕಂತ ಆದೇಶವನ್ನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
The Swamiji will be given a state funeral and the government has already issued an order in regard to this.
ಅವರ ಕೊನೆಯ ಒಂದು ಅಂತ್ಯಕ್ರಿಯೆಯ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳೇನಿದ್ದಾವೆ ನಾಳೆಯ ದಿನ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾದಂತಹ ರಜವನ್ನ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
Tomorrow will be a government holiday the whole day and the last rites will be taking place around 3 p.m.
ದೇವರು ಆಧುನಿಕ ಬಸವಣ್ಣ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಇಡೀ ಸಮಾಜ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿತ್ತು. ಅವರು ಇವತ್ತು ವೈದ್ಯರ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆಗೆ ಲಿಂಗೈಕ್ಯರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೇಳಿ ಬಹಳ ನೋವಾಗಿದೆ. ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನಗೆ ಅವರ ಆತ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ. ಭಗವಂತನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬ ಸಿದ್ಧಗಂಗಾ ಶ್ರೀಗಳು ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಯನ್ನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸೇವೆ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸೇವೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. 111 ವರ್ಷಗಳನ್ನ ಕಳೆದು ಇನ್ನು 112ಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಲಿಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಲಿಂಗೈಕ್ಯರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ನೆನಪು, ಅವರ ಆದರ್ಶಗಳು ಇಡೀ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಉಳಿಯುವಂತೆ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರೈಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳೇನು ಇವತ್ತು ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಭಾರತ ರತ್ನವನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಅನೇಕ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಾನ್ಯ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನವರು ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಶೀಘ್ರವಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಘೋಷಣೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮನವಿಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಮಾನ್ಯ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ್ ಹೇಳಿದಂತೆ ಭಾರತ ರತ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಪ್ರಧಾನಿಯವರ ಮನವೊಲಿಸುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಕೋಟ್ಯಾಂತರ ಜನರ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇದೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪಾಲಿನ ನಡೆದಾಡುವ ದೇವರು ಆಧುನಿಕ ಬಸವಣ್ಣನವರು ತ್ರಿವಿಧ ದಾಸೋಹಿಗಳು ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರು ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ
Okay, let me go now back to my colleague Nagarjun, who was just translating all that the Chief Minister and the BS and the BJP State Unit Chief BS Yediyurappa had to say. But Nagarjun, you know, the Lingayat religious head of the Siddaganga Mutt passing away, you know, this would be a very tragic moment for the people of Karnataka. He's someone who was revered, he was respected. Everyone held him in the highest esteem. Just please take us through, you know, his life. Sri Kumaraswamy ji, who was 111 years old.
We are talking about someone who's so big and so influential in this state. That is a great loss for the people of Karnataka and also across the country. We have seen how tributes are already pouring in on social media. Swamiji that we are talking about has opened a residential school and education where people from any community, any caste, any background can come study for free of cost in residential schools. Around 70 to 80,000 people study there in schools with free food and education and high class, you know, infrastructure being provided by the trust and by the Mutt itself. And we are talking about Swamiji who was heading this without no political bias, no inclination towards anyone, just he was serving the society. We have seen that, in fact, the situation where three party leaders are standing together.
That's true. I noticed that. Yes.
It's such a pain that they have lost one of the influential great leaders on this guidance for the society at this point of time. And they have declared a 3-day mourning, and also one state Swamiji will be given state funeral at 3 p.m. Lakhs and lakhs of devotees will be coming to Tumkur, will be rushing to Tumkur to pay the last respect. Securities has been beefed up across the Mutt, and because remember, people are quite emotional about him. Every time any Neta who came from Delhi, be it any other parts of India, would definitely visit the Swamiji and take his blessings and seek his blessings. We saw Prime Minister Modi during the election, we saw Rahul Gandhi during the election, and earlier Prime Minister Narasimha Rao, Indira Gandhi, everyone had visited him to seek his blessing, because that was the work that he had done in terms of education, in terms of giving it back to the society, and his word was the last word in terms of policies. He knew very well how to get education to the poor of the poor, poorest of the poor. And he
kindly just stay on with me. Nagarjun, I'll just come to you. Yes, indeed, a great reformer, Brijesh Kalapa from the Congress Party, also joining us right here on the broadcast. Sir, thanks so much for speaking to us. Good afternoon. A very unfortunate bit of news coming in with the Lingayat religious head of the Sri Siddaganga Mutt, the 111-year-old Sri Kumaraswamy ji passing away. You know, your thoughts at this time, the people of Karnataka really experiencing a huge loss. What a visionary he was. What an innovator and reformer.
He was known as the God who walks.
Yes.
And he had done not just humanitarian work. In fact, I just tweeted and I said that he was a person whose every moment of his life was worth 100 years. So that's 100 into 112. So that kind of life is something which he led. He has transformed the lives of not just one or two, but several hundreds of lakhs of people. And not just by providing education, but providing food and shelter.
True.
And this kind of work, I think, is comparable only to somebody who has to get a Nobel Prize and somebody who has to be given a Bharat Ratna. And this kind of work is incomparable, actually.
Oh, absolutely. And so progressive in his thoughts, Brijesh, isn't it? You know, his thrust on education, the importance of it, is indeed praiseworthy and commendable.
Absolutely. And as far as the fact that he had touched so many, and at a very young age, when a child who has nothing, a destitute child, joins the ashram, and then it transforms totally, and then the child himself decides, once he grows up, to give back to society. So this is the kind of inspiration he provided to a large section of society, and through them, first by his own efforts, and next by the efforts of those whose lives he touched, he was able to touch so many lives. And today, the kind of profound loss that the people of Karnataka feel is almost expressionless. It's almost
yes.
as if we can't express that kind of pain and loss and grief that we are all suffering. But we can only hope and pray that we see another in our lifetimes. And one, of course, this kind of a life is something which is incomparable.
Oh, absolutely. Brijesh, you know, he was awarded the prestigious Karnataka Ratna Award. I was just hearing the Chief Minister and Mr. B.S. Yediyurappa, you know, so many people across party lines demanding a Bharat Ratna for the Lingayat Seer. Your thoughts on the same? Would you agree?
Of course, of course. As far as the Seer was concerned, there's no politics in this. And I think everybody would be...
And I saw that. It was so evident when the Chief Minister was addressing the press. You had Mr. Yediyurappa right behind him also speaking at the same forum.
Yeah, and one would never have thought that, you know, this kind of profound unity could be brought by one life, and that is the life of Sri Kumaraswamy ji.
Right. Mr. Brijesh Kalapa, thank you so much for your time. And that's the news coming in right now. A very tragic bit of news. Lingayat religious head of the Sri Siddaganga Mutt, 111-year-old Sri Kumaraswamy ji, who was respected by one and all in the state of Karnataka, passing away. He was battling ill health owing to a lung infection. In fact, recently he had even undergone a liver bypass only last month. G. Madhusudan from the BJP is also joining us right now. So thanks so much for speaking to us. An unfortunate bit bit of news coming in, but what a life he led, what a visionary, someone who's stressed on education, is renowned and respected and revered for his humanitarian works.
Madam, it is really sad, but it is an inevitable part in anybody's life.
Yes.
He lived for 111 full years. Many have lived hundreds of years. But how they lived their life is very important.
True.
For almost now, perhaps for the last more than 90 years, as the Swamiji of Siddaganga, he has served the society, barring all restrictions of caste, creed, language, their way of worship, everything.
Yes.
We found many Muslims also taking food and taking education in the particular Mutt.
Absolutely.
That's a great Swamiji. That's a great.
And that's commendable, isn't it? I mean, his emphasis on education, and he believing in the fact that an ideal mother, is an ideal teacher. I mean, his stress on education. He believed that how it is so important for the society to be educated, to be reformed, and in those times, really, this is something that is praiseworthy.
He understood only two things. One is the hunger of the student, another the hunger of study, the hunger of education.
Yes, yes.
These are the only two hungers he saw in his life. And he has said to see that a boy, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, and even region also.
Right.
And he has served everybody. And another thing,
right,
nowadays we find the politics inside the Mutt and the Swamijis in politics.
Right.
But this is one Swamiji who stood above the political barriers, and he was liked, adored, and he was worshipped by all politicians.
Absolutely. All right.
Their affiliations.
Right, Mr. Madhusudan. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Jagdish Shettar also joining us on the broadcast to talk about the Lingayat Seer, who was respected by one and all, someone who stressed on the importance of education. He very famously had said that teachers are the architect of the nation and torchbearers of the civilization. What a progressive thought, isn't it, Mr. Shettar? Your thoughts on the news, on the very tragic news of Dr. Kumaraswamy ji passing away?
It is so sorry news that we heard today, and we wish a lot and pray to the God for his good health. But unfortunate that we lost a great Swamiji in our time. He's a 111 years old person, and it is a great loss to the Karnataka, great loss to the nation. And because he's a social reformer, and also he gives importance to the education.
Yes.
And particularly students who are the poor people, poor students studying in more than 10,000 students. They are studying here with all free boarding and free education. It is a great service to the education, great service to the people of the Karnataka, and he is a social reformer also.
Yes.
And he liked by all the caste people, so Lingayat and other, all the people of the without any caste, everybody likes Swamiji, and his inspiration is for everybody. And for interview and other things, if you see the students who came from across the country for the studying there he himself, in his old age also, he himself takes interview of all the students. And take everything necessary acts. So it is a great loss.
Yes, indeed it is. Indeed it is. And, there is a pall of gloom across the state of Karnataka over the news of Dr. Kumaraswamy ji's death, the 111-year-old Siddaganga Seer who passed away after experiencing ailments, age-related ailments. He was also suffering as a result of an infection. a lung infection that he had received following a lung bypass. Thank you so much for your time. News and updates continue on the other side.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.